Hey, hey, hey. I almost responded by typing because I'm so not used to doing this, but how's it going? Oh, forgot. I need to figure out this localization stuff. Um, hmm. So weird. I don't know why the localization is not working. Selected locale is null. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, Heartworm 2. Yep, this is it. It's double the worms coming soon. I'll say this because no one is here. Uh, yeah, if we get wait, oh, if we get 1,000 subs today, I'll drop everything and work on Heartworm 2 right now. It's weird. I thought I had audio set up. I was like trying to set it up so that it would go like not to the recording, but only to the stream. Wonder if I. Um. Yeah. I was thinking about. I don't know if like there's going to be anything clip worthy here, but uh, I figured I don't want to get like I don't know. I want to leave the potential open for if I want to cut things down and like post up clips or something. I don't know if I'm gonna have the desire to do that. Hey Joe. Yeah, good. Glad I'm. It's nice to see you pop in here. I'm good. Just trying to you know keep doing my thing. I thought this might uh keep me honest about working on stuff, so I'm giving it a try. I'm on Twitch and YouTube at the same time right now, so I'm kind of trying to balance taking a look at both of those. I'm not used to this streaming stuff, so I'm probably gonna miss some things as people pop in and out. Like this is my problem. Is like I want to do this, but I have like I think I have an attention problem. So I'm like it's hard to focus on actually making some work progress here, and then also like trying to keep an eye on the chat and stuff. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I know this is pretty different than Heartworm, but I'm hoping I can keep some of uh the vibe stuff that I think I have I want to inject into everything that I do in this too. So, but just going to be a little more I don't want to say fun, but it might be a little more fun. Um what TCGs do you play, Joe? Nice. Yeah, I'm a pretty big big Magic fan. I've played a little bit of Pokemon, but I'm like 99% Magic right now. I like that's funny. Well, that'll be our tagline. It'll be whatever TCG colon the card game. Nice, Joe. Yes, some of those Lord of the Rings cards are pretty crazy. Um, I have like a pile of them that I keep meaning to go through to see if I want to build anything, but I just have so many Magic cards lying around. They just keep piling up. It is. I guess technically it is trading card game. There's also like, I guess this is more a CCG. There's no trading. It is a collectible card game. Um, Heartworm physically. Yeah, I'm still like, I don't know. I hate that I have to kind of be super vague with all of the Heartworm info right now, Joe. But I'm like, I think I'm gonna wait until the console ports are done to start, or like till they're close to being done to start figuring out physical stuff, because I think I'd rather do it so people who want to get it on console can also get the physical. I can make copies for console and PC and whatever. So it's gonna take a little bit, but I'm hoping like August this year. What is it? It's February. Yeah, I'm hoping by then, like, console ports will be ready, and then hopefully, like, leading up to that, I can get some physical stuff ready because people have been asking. But yeah, it's just a little difficult to figure out all at the same time right now. Thank you, Joe. I just want, I mean, if anybody else wants it, that's awesome, but like I want it for myself, like I want like I just want a physical copy for that I can put, on my desk. But if anybody else wants it, that's just icing on the cake for me. I appreciate how much you like it. I'm hoping console ports can bring more eyes on it. Um, I'm glad you like the music too, and that's I'm very happy with how all that came out. I think we did it worked everything worked out pretty well, about as well as I could have hoped. So, like part of me still wants to make another survival horror game, but I think after that I just needed a break. Um but it was really fun to make that game. So, I definitely want to make something in the same style again at some point in the future. Dude, I Yeah, Joe. Appreciate you stopping in and being so supportive. I really like means the world to me, man. I thank you so much. Uh yeah, I hope you're doing well. Take it easy. Thanks for stopping by. Dude, my brain is not built for this. I'm like I can't multitask at all. Um I don't know why this I don't know why this localization is not working. It works on my laptop. Something about like bouncing between them is causing, I don't know, it's like missing some data, some addressable data or something. It doesn't look like it's missing anything. Is the weird part. Missing reference. What is invalid? Hmm. Something here is happening. I don't know what these are. I don't know what this is. I don't know. I'm just gonna test this and then. Can you hear the music now? And also, is my like voice too loud? Too quiet? It's either somewhere in the middle. I have this like really basic quest system right now, but I need to add some variance to it. It just gives the same quest every time. I haven't set up any new quests, but I think I'm almost at the point where that would be helpful to test the game loop more. I actually started with an ASCII mode when I was building this, like before it even became a card game. But I realized that, like, I don't know. I think I don't mind the ASCII style. I think some people might appreciate it, but I just think it would go underappreciated by the majority of people. So maybe if I feel really strongly about it, but I think it would be pretty sweet. I don't know. It would be authentic for sure. Maybe an ASCII mode for the card game too. Just put a giant like post processing filter on the entire thing, and it'll look like absolute garbage. I don't understand why like some of this localization is coming through, and some of it is just also. We just lock up. Oh, that was weird. Yeah, I think that'd probably be the easiest or like most ideal way to do it is just have like if I made a tile set that could be swapped out. That seems pretty reasonable. Um, I'm still like not even sure. I don't know. Like the current roguelike tile set that I'm working with is I don't know. I keep going back and forth on if I want to stay in that like visual style or if I want to try and like increase the visual fidelity, but then that's going to add like complexity to what I need to do. So I'm like leaning towards not. I just worry that I don't know. Part of me is like, oh, people will be turned off by like the 1-bit sprites. But then I don't know. Like Caves of Cud just released on Switch 3 days ago, and it's like there's people playing it like crazy. So maybe people don't care. I don't know. I'm not worrying about it now, but I am like considering. I've been like dry fixing a bunch of card bugs. So this is actually good that I'm playing this game because I haven't tested in a while. Yeah, it seems that way. I mean, I know like I go on the I don't know. I've gone on some of the roguelike forums and the roguelike dev subreddit, and I see people there definitely are people who are trying to build like console like traditional roguelikes. I played one. I can't remember what it was called. It was like Sill or something recently. That's like actively being worked on. And that was cool because it was like actually running in console, and I definitely appreciate that. But I mean, obviously, I'm doing this in Unity because I think the flexibility of being able to like I want to bring this to uh really I just want to bring it to handhelds. That's like my so I really like playing stuff on my Steam Deck, and I want to make this capable of doing that, and trying to run some of those uh console based games on Steam Deck is just like, and it wouldn't even be possible on Switch and stuff. So it's like, yeah, I'm happy to make the concessions where it makes sense, but I do have an appreciation for people who are dedicated to the old style. I think I'm getting wrecked by the enemy right now. If I can drop this 6 mana 3/3, I'll be in really good shape. Literally can't do anything with this card against this opponent, so I think we're just gonna. Yeah, dude, we're Uh, yeah, yeah, sure, sure. That makes sense. Yeah, I was looking into libtcon when I was like again like way like early on in this prototype process. But I didn't get too deep into how it works, or exactly like what the library does. I just take one. And this is, yeah, this is reassuring because like the AI was making like really bad attacks a while ago, and I think I fixed it. Although right now it didn't attack, and I feel like it should have attacked. Like it's gonna lose something, but it would have done like at least 3 damage to me. Uh, I mean, what is curses? Oh, interesting. I've never heard of it. Hmm. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm like I've dabbled with uh like Unix or Linux and stuff like that, but I'm by no means an expert or anything like that. So it I think level generation was like one of the first like hurdles I felt like I had to jump through with this. It yeah, it definitely took me a little like for me personally to understand how to get it to work, and I'm still kind of like my top level generation is a mix of algorithms, and that was confusing. Yeah, the screenshots of things built with the Curses library, it all seems pretty old school, but it looks pretty sweet. So I can see the appeal of wanting to build with that. That's I still need to clean up this like still has like the foundation of when I was just trying to do a more traditional roguelike without the card aspect. Like I still have this ability bar, and there's creatures and the NPCs still have like stats, which I don't think I'm gonna use in this, but like um I might use abilities. I feel like there's space there to like create something interesting, like some kind of like I don't know. Oh, buddy, you want to get up here? You know. Uh, yeah, my like roguelike or like traditional roguelike um uh exposure has only been over the like last few years really. But I am very interested and have fallen in pretty heavily in love with the style of game. And hey Michael, sorry Mitchell. um I have the trifecta of destroying my attention span right now, which is like cat having conversation and trying to get work done. um uh I, this localization is driving me nuts. Well, I haven't tested the overworld day night cycle since I implemented it. So this is good. I should probably run between zones here and see if that's working correctly. Seems like it's going pretty. I need to add more. Uh, I need to add tile lighting, like torches and stuff, to. Also, this is very confusing. I swapped out the floor tiles in here, and it kind of looks exactly like the wall at nighttime. Thanks, yeah, I think it looks just like, I don't know, with a little more like subtle variation and maybe some better sprite generation. Like this is, I don't know, these are like the same tile and it just doesn't look great. But like I feel like up here it actually doesn't look that bad right now. Or it looks better than it did before, I think. Um, there's still like some obvious repetition, but I feel like once the obvious repetition is gone, it's a little bit better, or it'll look a little bit better. I also like stole this thing from. Wait, why am I? I feel like the merchant is like way brighter than me for some reason. I don't really know why that is. Um, I kind of stole this thing from CUD where they like have dots on the empty tiles, and I feel like it actually kind of like fleshes out the look a little bit. It just looked kind of weird with like blank tiles, and this kind of like reinforces the grid-based movement without having a literal grid. And without having like if there's something on every tile, it also doesn't look great. So um like over here, I just started working on this like ruin generation for around dungeon entrances, and I think I overworked the stones that are generating outside of it, but yeah, I think like I don't know. I'm leaning more and more towards keeping the aesthetic this like 1-bit style. Uh, I just think it might work. So I want to get a different enemy type so I can preferably red. Okay, this is not red, but that's fine. I need to come up with like some of this stuff is like localization not working with like the card names uppercase and shorthanded, but like all of the vanilla cards I haven't named because I don't know what they're going to be yet, and that bugs me. Yeah, that's it. I think it that's a good point too. It does make like yeah, it just makes the like your perception of distance a little bit easier. Um and I think oh, I don't know if I had tried anything else in place of it, but yeah, I think I don't know. I like the dots. I'm probably gonna keep it that way. Yeah, thankfully I know every existing trading card game name for cards in my brain. It's all there. So I actually do know if a card name is already in use. Yep, every single one. Yeah. um no, yeah, yeah, that is it's like I think like the naming convention I was thinking about the other day was like kind of thinking of how like roguelikes or like RPGs name things, and that could lead to like more generic or like a wider range of cards that are available. Like I'm thinking like for like weapons, like procedurally generated weapons are like X weapon of Y, or something like that. So like maybe like X goblin of something, like I was just like toying with that idea in my head of like trying to name things. Like obviously there will be like specifically named things uh like proper, like characters or places or whatever, but like for the more generic cards they could have like um yeah, I don't know, like lean more into the roguelike side of things where we're kind of like they wouldn't be generated because I don't want to generate cards, but 2 mana white human creature 2/2 destroy target enchantment. War priest of Thune. Is that it? Yep, they're all there. Every single card ever. Just that's not true. I feel like over the last like 5 years, I have just ramped down on like what trading cards I store in my memory bank. Mostly because I'm less interested in them now, the recent ones. But um, we're just gonna. Account, if you're still there, do you have a like? I mean, it seems like you're pretty uh knowledgeable about roguelikes, and do you have a favorite or like a recommended one that maybe I wouldn't have played or haven't heard of? Um, I just don't usually talk to people who are interested in them. Um, yeah, that's actually a good idea. I can like reverse use the API to like mark stuff as like dangerous as far as like names are concerned. I mean, generic stuff is fine, but like I don't think it'll be a big problem because like yeah, like it's not like they can't copyright goblin like a goblin or like trademark goblin or whatever. It's like it's a generic fantasy term, so as long as I don't use some like specific name or which we're not going to do because I don't, I think I would like it to be different enough from existing stuff, flavor wise. So, but it's a good idea to have. I've used the Scryfall API before, so I should be able to reverse that to to check my spreadsheet, or to check against it. It's like Bloodkeeper of Malakir or something. Maybe not Bloodkeeper. Like I can't remember what it is. It's something like that. Butcher of Malakir. Yeah, I was close. I was close. Mm, might get might get wrecked here by the AI. Probably better to just. Oh, that's. Yeah, I think it's better to double up on a creature. Yeah, I've wanted to try Tome, um, but I just have a bad. I don't know. My attention span is pretty stretched, even when I'm playing games. Like I don't know. Like it took me a while to be able to sit down and get into like CUD. I mean, when I did play it for like a while. But like getting started is hard for me if something has like the depth to it that requires my extended time and attention. Um, but I've tried like Angband and like some of the older ones that I've enjoyed. They're just yeah, I'm just it's just like hard for me to uh play a ton of anything lately because I just want to work on stuff. But yeah, they're definitely inspiring. in terms of like inspiring dev work. This is like a bad move, but I want to see what they sacrificed. Okay, they sacrificed a good thing. I only die if they have buff for removal. Oh no. Oh no, yeah, that's true. That's true. Because I gain life for that. I have to. And then I think I just win. I don't think I've heard of powder, but that sounds interesting. That's like one of the things I like the most about like I like the I like how uh involved, I guess is the word I'll use for like the old games where like every, you know, action was assigned to a key on the keyboard. Um but I like one of the things I wanted to do with this was simplify so you could, you know, handheld or pocket it or whatever, like it's like the card game. I'm trying to assign as much as possible to like that one like contextual button, and then the roguelike kind of like trying to do the same like with the hotkey bar, action bar down there, and uh not that that's in use, but like I'll have to check out powder because that sounds very much up my alley in terms of design. I really should be writing down my notes too while I'm doing this. Three mana artifact for 2/2 when it dies, you gain 2 life. Filigree familiar? Or is that something else? I feel like it's Filigree familiar. No? It's an old one. Hmm. I don't know. That's Yeah, I think you got me. I don't know. I don't know the 3 mana artifact creature. That's a 2/2. That uh gains you 2 life. Anya. Is that like old? What is that? So look it up now. Oh god. Yeah, that's that is old. It's an old weird little guy. Oh, interesting. The that sounds pretty cool. Oh, see if I get away from this. Wait, is that like a you can't take it off and it kills you type of situation? Is that like because that is hilarious. Um Buddy is just straight up passed out on my lap right now. think this is. I think we can sufficiently tested there. Oh, that's so funny. That's I think what I really need to make progress with today is like fleshing out this design document or the set document. I can mark these implemented. These are I'm gonna stand up for a second. Uh, this is implemented. One problem I have is that I am like when I'm trying to think of card designs, I like my mind goes straight to other card games. I need to like try and think outside the box a little bit more. It's hard to not just like go straight to the obvious inspiration. I was thinking about like yeah, like this like hero card idea that like do something when you draw them or like once per game or like maybe some kind of like ability like outside of the game that you acquire via the exploration side that does something in game. Yeah, I'm glad it's Friday too. I mean, not that my week was as stressful as yours was, but I'll take any Friday I can get. Maybe like I don't know. Maybe I need to think about like persistent card like maybe like changes to your cards that happen persistently, like not like evolution, but yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, the the three people here have access to my very, very secret, detailed sticky note board here, so nobody nobody spill the secrets that you now have access to. Also like trying to think in terms of like archetypes, like what are interesting archetypes that can get that are like generic enough that allow building around. So I need to fix the formatting here too. I think, okay, I got, all right. We're just gonna throw some stuff out there and we'll see how I feel about it. I think like I also need to work on my like formatting. It's a little sloppy, but Wait, Joe, what do you? Oh, did you see my like accidental test stream? Is that what you're talking about? I was just trying to make sure it worked, and then uh, I didn't. I was trying to make it not go out to the world, but it did. So I was hoping nobody would notice. I didn't take it down, but I guess I could. If I can figure out how to do that. I don't know. Hmm. Lives call. Do you stream on YouTube, Joe? Is that how you know this? Is that... Oh, I see the replay. Okay. I can take that down. I'm trying to like I have what's it called? I'm like dual streaming to YouTube and Twitch. So you're on YouTube right now, but it's also on Twitch. So I have to delete it there too, but it's okay. I can delete that one. Cool. Okay. All set. No one will ever know. Okay. I'm terrified of whatever this question is going to be, but this is a safe space for you to ask, I guess, hopefully, unless it's not. Wait, Joe, I feel like part of your question is missing, although I can infer what you are asking. I think um is it why don't I use generative AI to make art for the cards? Is that what the question is? Uh, uh, okay, yeah, all right, Joe. So I'm assuming that it is AI art you're asking about. Um, yeah, I mean, I personally don't. The problem I have, I mean, it's obviously a complicated topic, so I understand why you hesitate to bring it up. Um, in other channels, but I just don't agree with the way that the data is sourced. So I choose not to use it. Um, and yeah, like maybe it isn't going anywhere, but I just don't. I'm choosing not to engage with it or use it. And my plan for art, because I mean, you're right, like it would cost a lot of money. Like I've reached out to artists, and I mean, if I'm gonna have, I already have like 450 cards planned for the game right now, and like as that goes, it's gonna be more and more and more. And a commission is expensive from an artist. But like I have um one of the artists who helped me on Heartworm is interested in helping, and I'm sure we can work something out. Because he's really flexible and talented, and we can we can do some art through that. Um, and then maybe if I get some money, I can commission some art, and then my like third tier of art plan is to use. There's like a lot of public domain art available, and I would much rather spend a lot of time trying to find public domain art that fits the aesthetic and themes that I'm looking for than use generative art, because I just don't believe that it is ethically sourced in any way from like the AI companies, because it's not. So I'm choosing not to use it, and maybe that will be financially detrimental to me, but I make a lot of financially detrimental decisions in favor of my morals, so I will continue to do so as long as humanly possible, I think. Um, but I have like I've gone through and like I mean it's kind of probably hard to see, but I've gone through a lot of like public sources to find art that I can legally use. So I've been building a library of that. Um, and obviously it's not going to be perfect, but I think like this game is going to evolve over time a lot. Um, so if I start with something that's not perfect, but it's something, I think that's better. In my mind, it I'm happier with it than using generative art. Um, yeah, and I agree with M on Twitch said art has inherent value when made by human hands, and the act of generating images based on the art of others is not only valueless because of the lack of effort, but it's theft itself. Just because something is cheap or free doesn't mean it's an acceptable shortcut, and that is pretty in line, pretty much exactly in line with how I feel about it. So I would rather not take the shortcut, and yeah, just because I value uh, the humans who create the art more than I value. I don't know. Like there are, I get wanting to take shortcuts, but I just don't think it's. I can't bring myself to do it. People are going to do it. It's not for me. So, um, also this is the one. This is what the heartworm guy just made. Isn't this? This is sick. Um, yeah. I mean, I'm not. I think like my goal with this is to like release it to to the public ish like pretty early, and I'm not like with the qualifier that it is not going to be completely finished. It's going to be imperfect. And like Em and I have talked about like using placeholder art. Um but I would rather use either like imperfect human placeholder art like whether that be stick figures or um you know crude sketches rather than use AI. And I think enough people I think the majority of people will be able to respect that decision enough to yeah, I don't think it's going to slow things down too much. Um and I think there's more like there are so many resources for art that is like legally usable that like even if it's not perfect, like I don't know. I think there's enough out there for me to use that I don't think it's going to cause too many problems and yeah. Yeah, I think it'll be fun. And even just like I don't know, looking through like made me I was pretty excited. Like this is sick. I was really happy to find this, and this is I can legally use this like with no this it's just in the public domain. There's some really sweet stuff out there. Um, so I plan on using that as much as possible, and then that's also like, yeah, yeah, I just I won't use it ever. So, yeah, of course. And I won't flame you for it either. Serious conversations only here. Respectful conversations. Um, am I using? Yeah, I mean, I think that that stuff is. I mean, to be honest, I'm not like thrilled about any of all of this like AI stuff that's happening and being like integrated into every aspect of our existence by force. But I'm a lot more forgiving of like logic based algorithmic uh I don't know, like debug tools or like autocomplete. Like, I mean, like AI is such a. I hate having this conversation because I feel like I have to qualify everything. Like, not like what the generative art tools or what like all of these tools are doing is the same, but also like completely different at the same time. Like, I'll use like the autocomplete tools in Visual Studio because they started popping up, and I just like will use them. But it's usually just like I if I'm like doing a repetitive task, like if I'm changing a variable name or something, it will like auto recognize the pattern that I'm inputting, and it will allow me to just hit tab and like do that. And that's not really, I don't know. It's not AI. Like they call it, it's part of like whatever Copilot, but like it's not, I don't know. It's there's a spectrum of like what the like algorithmic prediction is not something that is new, obviously. Like, these are things that have existed in computing for a long time. So like I don't have a problem with things like that are built as tools to, I don't know, like predict what you're going to type, or like based on patterns that you're using in the code that you're writing. But I think that's super different than like generating art, which is just like taking a bunch of different people's art and like bashing it together into an amalgamation of stuff that no, I didn't. I wasn't sorry. I didn't mean to be defensive to the question. I was just like, I don't know. I think it's just like it's good. It just Um yeah, it's I feel like because they all get lumped into the same category, I like I don't know. That's just like my go-to reaction. Um but yeah, I mean I use that stuff pretty minimally, only because like I don't really think that it is useful in a large scale project, because AI doesn't have context, and like once these things get large, they have no, like, if you don't understand the context of how all of these systems work, you can't really make changes to them without breaking something by not considering the context it exists in. So in my opinion, like I don't think those tools are super useful. Um yeah, I don't know, like maybe like debugging it could be useful. Um but yeah, I don't know. I haven't found, like, I obviously haven't looked into it a lot, but like I haven't found something that seems like it would be super helpful for me at this stage. Aside from, like I said, the Visual Studio stuff that's built in. Yeah, yeah, I mean pasting a problem and like getting debug help, if that is useful, like I can see the value in that, because it is a tool that is meant to execute like what you are asking based on a set of logical parameters that it is instructed to run by, and that is what most of the code that we are trying to write is doing anyway. So it makes sense that it's, it could be helpful in those situations. But yeah, because I just think like when it comes to, like, I don't know, like I wouldn't even, if I tried to fix something like one of the bugs that are still in Heartworm, I wouldn't even know where to start with something like that, because it just like it all relies on itself. And like I'm trying to separate things a little bit more in this game to like avoid some of the issues that I ran into with Heartworm, and it's already kind of like I already have like a lot more stability across the board with this, but I still don't think it would be like, I just don't see how. Yeah. Like I was reading about last night, like what this like the origin of this like current wave of like AI tools, or like LLM tools started, like how they started. And it's basically just like the origin was like an algorithm at Google, or someone at Google created, um for parsing and predicting information. And I think like there's a use in the, maybe in the future, if you could like use your code base as like the model. Um or something. Like I can see that being a useful tool for like having like a contextual answer to your error or whatever. But I don't know. I mean, it's like kind of like a like I think people use this stuff more because like partially just because like search engines have gotten so bad lately. Like Google is so useless right now. Like I don't know. I feel like I don't even want to look anything up anymore because it's like so hard to find like a reasonable answer that's not generate like or yeah, just like generative slop. Like um so I think a lot of like the answers that people are getting from these tools are really just like what you would have gotten from like you said like Stack Overflow or you just have a harder time finding that stuff now because there's so much garbage out there. Like so these tools are better at maybe I don't know, like sifting through the garbage like and um yeah. Yeah, it's all like a mess. It's like yeah, I don't know. I try not like I don't want to be like a like have the boomer mentality, but I just I miss the old internet. I miss like you know like forums that like were dedicated to specific uh like I don't know like uh like specialties or like whatever or just like you know like being able to like go to a specific place and like looking for the answers that you needed or like looking for people who had experience with the things you need and now everything is so integrated and unified but also generalized that there's like no yeah I don't know and then right this like cyclical like because everything is generated like there's a bunch of like garbage spewed out by AI online now. Like people are drawn to AI to filter through the garbage, so it like doubles down on the perceived value of AI and yeah, I don't know. It's I'm not optimistic about all of this stuff right now. I'm not it doesn't feel like we are moving in a positive direction to me personally. Um and I think the more people adopt and the more people become comfortable using these tools, the like less likely we are to go back to a time when things were better. I don't know. It's I try to be optimistic, but I just don't. I'm not feeling optimistic about this one. Right. Yeah. And then like yeah, exactly. Like the siloed like discords and that's a whole other like I don't want a Facebook account anymore. But I keep like running into situations where it's like, oh, I want to buy something. I have to whatever or like, you know, and you know, join a million discords to like find the information. It's like not indexable or manageable, and it's just like it's the older information gets hidden like way in the back, and like I don't know. It's not great. But it's just like it's easier to use and it's quicker, and like people are I don't know. I guess I don't know what forums weren't exactly useful, or like they weren't like the pinnacle of like the user experience, I would say. It's not exactly like the easiest or like flashiest thing to look at, but I think the convenience we get from all of these other things is not as valuable as the um, stability and consistency we got from the previous ways that we shared information on the internet. But there's still, I don't know, there's like wikis are still around, so that's like I'm optimistic about that. Like that is a good thing, but that's like it. That's like the only relic of like that era of information that still exists. Um, like everything online is like becoming more and more ephemeral. Like even like I don't know. I think about like I've been setting up like a media server, and like I have to like I have to myself like find the media that I want to watch, because some of it's not even available like online. It's because no one they don't care about preservation or anything. I know there are people out there who do care about the stuff, but like the like subscription companies and whatever, like they don't care about preservation. They don't care about keeping around things that aren't accessible anymore. Like they just care about whatever is gonna get their sub numbers up. Like so then the incentive is not to archive things for the sake of exposure and collecting the work of humanity. It's just to make I don't know, to increase the profit margins, like increase revenue for the companies. And I don't think that's a good look for the world. And I think that kind of lines up with what the AI companies are trying to do too, which is just like I don't know, they're probably just trying to like I'm sure their business model is just based on like siphoning information from the users too. So it's just I don't know. We're just fucked. But it's I guess that's why I'm trying. I like if I feel like I personally the only thing I can do is choose to not engage in using these things as much as I humanly can. If that ever changes, then I don't know. But it's just the only thing I can do. If everyone else is just like forcing us to use their garbage, like I will try to resist the garbage as much as possible. Yeah, now I'm all, I don't know. I hate thinking about that stuff. It just gets me like super worked up. 3 mana 2/2 zombie enters with a 1/1 counter for every zombie in the graveyard. Whenever you cast a zombie, create a tap 2/2 zombie. Is this from like a commander set or something? Because if it is, there's no way I'm gonna get it. Shadow. Oh, yeah. I don't think I'm. That's where I start to lose my index. Is hmm. Yeah, I don't think I would have gotten that one. I guess I don't have the encyclopedic knowledge. Four mana cat with shroud. 3/2. I feel like I know this. Um, like Scythe Tiger something. Maybe that's the one where you sacrifice a land. Joe, I can't help you with that. That's you seem to be the expert. I don't think I could even begin to help you. M10. I don't think I'm gonna get it. I think it's too like Scytheclaw Tiger. I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. Maybe prioritizing is what I need to do. That I should be able to focus on that. Mist leopard. All right, I was pretty close. Not really, but I think I'm more likely to get like like I can do. I probably have a better chance of being able to like get like a rare. Like some of these like random like commons and uncommons, especially from like the recent sets, or like I'm definitely not. Maybe like older commons and stuff and uncommons, but my knowledge is not as deep as I might have let on. I'm sorry. Um think I should probably eat something. So I think I'm gonna do that. But thank you everybody who was hanging out here. I'm gonna try and I don't know. I think it could be good for me to get in the habit of doing this, even though I'm obviously not great at it right now. But I'm probably gonna keep trying for at least a little bit, see how it feels, and um, yeah, appreciate everybody who stopped by and talked and all that stuff. So thanks. Of course, Joe. I will see you next time, as I know you're a very loyal fan. All right. Bye bye.